Hi, it's Marie-Louise here, the Danish painter. Today, first off, I wanted to thank you for watching last week's video where I got a bit vulnerable and shared one of my paintings that had been causing me a bit of trouble, you could say. I didn't get to finish the painting yet, so I can't show you that, but I do feel that it's important to also show when things aren't working and to keep it real, so to speak. Because a lot of times painting can be a bit of a struggle and definitely be challenging at times. So this happens to me quite often. So if you feel the same, you are definitely not alone. In trend with keeping things real, I wanted to continue and show you a bit more of what I do when I encounter some struggles in my work. This painting has been underway for quite a few months as well. I liked the sky in particular, and also the idea of a view towards the sea. But somehow it's not really working for me anymore. I'm not quite sure what I was going for. I changed the colors in the foreground several times. I changed the color of the sea also several times, and made the bush bigger and things like that. So I kind of like certain parts, the colors in front and the sky, but it's just not enough. I'm not sure exactly what I want. I just know now that this is not it. So I will start by covering up, I think, the ocean over here and the big bush, using kind of a neutral gray, because they're really distracting me from moving on from here. I definitely want to change the foreground and see if I can come up with some things that are more interesting to me. So I'll start by covering up the parts I don't like, and then I will take it from there. Just want to soften a few of these runners down here before they dry up. This brush just has a bit of water on it, and while this paint is still somewhat dry, I will blend the moist paint into the dry paint that's on top here. Already now it's a totally different landscape than before. Kind of has this foggy, kind of hazy look, which I really like. So maybe I should just let this rest for a while and see how it looks when it's dry, because that sometimes makes a big difference. So we'll take a short break and return once it's dry. The paint has now dried, and it created some interesting effects with the paint and the water that was allowed to mingle and run down the canvas. But it's also dried up a little bit dark. These are all kind of middle values. And I feel I want to add a bit more lighter values down here in the foreground. The painting session today has surprised me. I didn't expect to keep any of the colors underneath, but then when parts of these reds and oranges were kind of peeking through this cream colored paint, I liked how it looked. So I ended up removing parts of the paint again by spraying with some water and kind of dabbing it off, and also scraping into the paint, adding some different types of mark making while the paint was still wet. It was fun, and it really has changed the whole feeling of the painting now. The middle ground is not finished at this point, but I feel that all the changes that I made, I need to let the painting dry now and then hang it somewhere where I can go and have a good look at it before I decide where I go from here. But I feel that if I'm struggling sometimes to decide in what direction I'm going, if I just work on something and I follow that little voice inside me. I talked about it last week as well, that little voice inside that sometimes will tell you, what about a little bit of this color over here, or what about covering this up, or what about taking away some of this color. Learning to listen to that voice and trusting what it tells you is really a learning curve, and I think something we train all our lives as artists. So anyway, I hope this video was helpful, and maybe you can get cracking on one of your paintings that you feel you want to give another go. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.